In a secluded Igbo village named Ndoki, life thrived beneath the emerald canopy of the forest. The people of Ndoki lived by the rhythms of nature, farming yams, fishing in the winding streams, and celebrating their gods and ancestors through rituals that tied them to the spiritual world. In this serene community, a boy named Udoka was born to a family of humble farmers. His name, meaning peace is great, carried hope, but it often felt misplaced for the restless boy. While others in the village were content to toil in the sun and live by the traditions of their forebears, Udoka longed for more. He dreamt of riches, of having his name whispered with reverence during moonlit gatherings, of building a compound so grand that the village elders would bow as they entered its gates. His father, a man of few words, would often scold him, "Udoka, do not chase shadows. A man finds peace in contentment." But Udoka only scoffed, his eyes fixed on the horizon beyond the village. He didn't want peace. He wanted glory. Little did he know, the path to glory would lead him to unspeakable darkness. One day, as the village buzzed with preparations for the Igbo Egwu, a festival honoring the god of harvest, Udoka slipped away. He was tired of yam planting and fishing nets. He craved adventure. His bare feet carried him beyond the farmlands, past the sacred grove where women came to pray for children, and into the heart of the forest. The air grew heavier the deeper he ventured. The chirping of birds and the rustling of leaves faded into an eerie silence. The trees here were ancient, their roots gnarled and twisting like veins. Then he saw it. Perched on the branch of a massive iroko tree was a creature that made his blood run cold. It was a vulture, but its form was grotesquely human. Its torso resembled a man's, with arms that ended in talon-like fingers. Feathers sprouted unevenly from its chest, and its face, a chilling blend of bird and man, stared at him with gleaming, beady eyes. "Do not run, Enwewe," it croaked, its voice as jagged as broken pottery. "I have been waiting for you." Udoka froze. Every instinct screamed for him to flee, but his legs refused to move. "Who? What are you?" he managed to whisper. The creature tilted its head, its feathers rustling. "I am a friend. I can give you what you seek. Wealth, power, respect." Udoka's heart pounded. How did it know what he wanted? The creature extended a talon, and in its grip was a bracelet made of cowries. "Wear this, and I will grant your desires. But in return, you must never reveal my existence to anyone." Udoka hesitated. The bracelet seemed to pulse with an unnatural energy. His father's warnings echoed in his mind. But the lure of riches was too strong. With trembling hands, he took the bracelet and slipped it onto his wrist. The creature let out a low, rasping laugh. "Your life will never be the same, Udoka." Then, in a flurry of black feathers, it vanished into the shadows. At first, Udoka thought nothing of the encounter, but the next morning, his fortunes began to change. While helping his father in the yam fields, he struck his hoe against something hard. To his astonishment, he unearthed a pot filled with gold coins. His father dismissed it as the blessing of the gods, but Udoka knew better. Soon, other blessings followed. Fish leapt into their nets in abundance. His family's goats multiplied. Strangers came to their compound bearing gifts, rare beads, palm oil, kola nuts, claiming they felt compelled by unseen forces. Within months, Udoka's wealth outgrew his family's modest hut. He built a mansion, the likes of which Ndoki had never seen. Its walls were plastered with imported limestone, and its floors were adorned with animal skins. The compound gates, carved from iroko wood, were gilded with gold. Udoka wore robes of the finest damask, his wrists and neck heavy with coral beads. At festivals, he was carried on a palanquin, his arrival marked by the beating of drums. The villagers revered him, calling him Noke di Nogwu, the man who walks with wealth. But his rise to power was not without its shadows. Not long after Udoka's rise, strange things began happening in Ndoki. Male children, healthy and vibrant, started disappearing. The first was Obina, the blacksmith's youngest son, who vanished while fetching water from the stream. Then it was Chijioke, a boy known for climbing palm trees with the agility of a monkey. The villagers were baffled. They consulted the daibia, who performed rituals and divinations but found no answers. Udoka, meanwhile, was too consumed by his newfound wealth to care. He feigned concern, even offering rewards for any information about the missing boys. But deep down, a gnawing unease began to grow. One night, unable to shake the feeling, he summoned the creature using the cowrie bracelet. It appeared instantly, its feathers shimmering in the moonlight. "Why are the children disappearing?" Udoka demanded. The creature's smile was a chilling curve. "What did you think your wealth was built upon, Udoka? Did you believe it came without a price?" Udoka's stomach churned. "What are you saying? For every coin, for every goat, for every yam you gain, a life is taken. This is the pact you made." Udoka felt the ground tilt beneath him. "No, I never agreed to this." The creature's laughter echoed through the forest. "You did when you took the bracelet. Greed has a cost, Udoka." From that night on, Udoka was plagued by guilt. The laughter of children in the village now sounded like screams in his ears. At night, he would lie awake, haunted by visions of the missing boys. He tried to remove the bracelet, but it burned his skin whenever he touched it. The creature's voice would whisper in his ears, "You are mine." Desperate, Udoka sought answers. He visited the elders, asking them about the history of the forest. They spoke of an mmụọ, evil spirit, that once roamed the land, banished by a great priest generations ago. But now it seemed the spirit had returned. Udoka realized that the only way to end the curse was to confront the creature and destroy it. He approached the daibia, confessing his sins and begging for help. The daibia, though furious, agreed to help. "This spirit is ancient and powerful," he warned. "Its heart must be pierced with an ofo staff, blessed by the ancestors. But even then, you may not survive." Udoka nodded. "I have already lost my soul. If my death will save the village, so be it." On the night of the new moon, Udoka ventured into the forest, the blessed ofo staff in hand. The air was thick with tension, every shadow seeming to move. At the clearing by the iroko tree, the creature awaited him, perched like a king on its throne of branches. "You've come to die, Udoka?" it mocked, its voice dripping with malice. Udoka raised the staff. "You will harm this village no more." The battle was fierce. The creature swooped down, its talons slashing through the air. Udoka dodged and struck with the staff, its light glowing with ancestral power. The creature shrieked, its feathers igniting as the staff pierced its chest. But as the creature burned, it lashed out one last time, its claws sinking into Udoka's side. When the villagers found Udoka the next morning, he was slumped against the iroko tree, the staff still clutched in his hand. Though his body was lifeless, his face was serene. The elders declared him a hero. He was buried beneath the iroko tree, and the bracelet was sealed in a pot and buried with him, never to curse the land again. The village of Ndoki mourned Udoka, but also celebrated his redemption. The laughter of children returned, and the shadow that had plagued the village lifted. Udoka's name became a legend, a reminder of the price of greed and the power of redemption.
As the forest returned to its quiet calm, Udoka's journey came to an unforgettable end. His story, one of ambition, regret, and ultimate sacrifice, left a deep mark on the people of Ndoki. It became a tale told by elders to warn of the price we pay when greed overtakes contentment and the power of redemption that lies within us all. What would you have done in Udoka's place? If this story moved you or left you thinking, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Hit the like button to show your support, it really helps the channel grow. Leave a comment below and join the conversation. Subscribe to Iwis TV into more captivating stories from unique worlds and cultures. Your support means everything. Thank you for being part of this journey and for helping this channel grow.